UT. I mean, we was up for like 28, 24 points.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you,
what happened to the
if I'm a
defense?
defensive coordinator in the Big 12, I would hate playing against schools like Baylor.
I mean, I'm not taking that job. There's one of the jobs that I probably wouldn't take. Or I would look for another job every year. Because, in my opinion, you're not stopping these offenses in today's game. You barely can do it in the NFL. I'm always amazed when it is possible to stop them, but it's not. It's like Nick can't stop nobody. Wes Welker have created a position that's unguardable.
Yeah,
The
slot. He created something that's unguardable. You cannot stop a player nowadays.
You have schools and the NFL
Yes.
running backs up in the slot.
In the slot.
Yeah.
It's like we did it today, right?
Yeah.
We ran somebody out to the slot, then ran them back. But
Burkhead.
Burkhead, yeah. Create a position that's
all that
unguardable.
pressure on a linebacker who.
And you got to be man on man on the outside.
Yeah.
It's no primes like that. Do y'all think Prime will be able to survive with this type of pass?
Yeah. At his position that he's in, yeah.
Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
because he had the speed. He was such a dynamic player with speed,
This is
reach,
this is the main thing.
and he was smart.
Prime, he probably, to me, he's still probably the greatest defensive back of all time. His stats right now would be out the roof.
You think so?
Number one reason why.
What? Targets?
He never touched nobody. He wasn't physical. He didn't want to tackle. All these rules that they got, they made for him.
I mean, I think it's so impossible to stop these people. Like, it's impossible.
Prime could.
I would be amazed if Prime could stop it. Probably Prime in that defense he was on in San Francisco and Dallas.
like
I don't give a damn what defense he was on.
Not
Whenever
that
Prime lined up, he was by himself on one side. He took over
so you
one
know what's
side.
so
Richard
interesting?
Sherman.
Nah.
So you know what's so interesting is I know this is like you know like real life, but on Madden, how a lot of people play Madden nowadays is they actually take their linebackers out and they put DBs back in those linebacker positions to cover the speed. The speed.
Yeah.
Because linebackers have not adjusted yet to what like the new age is.
They haven't. In some way they have because of Zach Cunningham's the smaller linebackers are starting to come in. A hybrid smaller Jack.
Yeah.
Miles Jacks.
That's why I don't like.
James Collins.
That's why I don't like the teams that run this 3-4 defense.
You don't like 3-4.
Not no more.
Why not? You
got
need more backs. Like you said.
linebackers. You got
I know,
four
but that's how they
linebackers.
were pulling them out. But you were saying on Mad.
But
that is
you have,
Yeah.
but you also have
I'm
some
saying these
teams.
linebackers it's impossible for them to stop them.
You have some teams that run a 3-4. They use a box safety.
Yeah, true.
They put a box safety there
Yeah.
to cover the slant
This lane.
or something.
I mean, have y'all saw the tight end for Atlanta?
You have tight ends now. That,
Yeah, have you seen the tight end for Atlanta?
Wide receivers.
All
Hicks.
receivers, like tight ends,
Yeah,
all receivers.
all receivers.
Travis Kelce.
That's why I
Greg
think it's
Kittle.
damn near impossible to stop an offense now.
So when you have a linebacker on Travis Kelce, that's an easy win.
Easy win.
I mean, like
Unless Jamie Collins, somebody that's just amazingly gifted at speed and power.
I mean, like they have like safeties and corners covering these tight ends
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Because
and
of
that's
how
always an
big
odd
they
one
are.
to me. That's always an odd one to me because you have a 5'9" guy trying to get this 6'4", 6'5" guy who's just as fast as him.
Yeah.
Trying to stop him, like if he shoot him, he's winning.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. How can a defensive coordinator even stop this?
Yeah.
Unless you get a big, fast D-back. I don't even want to say cornerback.
The thing about that
Champ
is,
Cancer, who
Yeah.
maybe can play a linebacker.
Yeah.
like slash,
the rules change benefit the
You think the rule change is the reason?
because back in the days, if you have a player coming out the slant, he's not coming 5 yards off the field. You can knock dust off his ass.
Yeah.
Then you can't touch him.
Yeah. So it's no fair repercussion now.
Yeah.
So that's why the offense is opened up so much now. That's what I'm saying. You can't stop him.
You can't.
So back to Venables. Will you think he make OU a better defensive team?
I think so.
It's gonna be a challenge, man.
I think so.
I think it's just a challenge. Just in
The Big 12 just opened up.
12, yeah.
Big 12 Cheetahs and SEC Gazelles is what they call it, or something like that.
Because now you have smaller, faster kids that's coming out of school,
Right.
and I think he's gonna recruit those small. They didn't recruit kids like that at OU. They recruited more offensive players than defensive players.
Yes.
Now you have a defensive minded coach. He want to build his team around defense.
So will you be able to compete with that?
I think
Now,
he
if
will.
you can't score, and you're going over here to see your Georgia, to see your Bama, to see your A&M. A&M is loaded, even though they don't win as much as we think they should win. They're loaded. How you gonna take away some of them offense for their defense?
Let's go to a classic lookup of Oklahoma versus Bama.
Right.
In like the last couple college football playoffs.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
It's not close.
It wasn't even close. But if you go look at Texas at LSU, I mean Texas lost the LSU game because it came down to defense. Like there's no defense.
It came down to some stupid decisions by the coach. This man was in the red zone twice and went for it on 4th down. You got to put points on the board.
You got to put points on the board.
You got to put points on the board. You lose by 3 points when you miss the opportunity to kick 2 field goals. 1 point?
Yeah, they lost like 1.
It
was like 1.
Yeah.
We'll look that up and correct ourselves on that one. But that's a good point right there. That OU Bama matchup. It shows you how far away our Big 12 defenses are.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
We can score points.
That's the reason why I said Texas can compete in the SEC.
I'm scared of the SEC myself. I'm terrified.
Texas is the look at A&M.
A&M, yeah.
I don't give a damn where A&M at, what they do. They still is going to be the little brother to Texas.
Yeah, absolutely.
They still going to be the little brother.
Absolutely. No matter what they think.
They done moved to the SEC. They getting all the recruits in Texas.
All the recruits. All of them.
They still have the same records they had when they were playing in the SEC up under Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah, 8-4.
No improvement. Now when Texas and Oklahoma go to the SEC, recruits coming back to Texas.
Do you think they come back immediately, or it's gonna take some time? That's what I'm afraid of. You think so?
I think they might start coming back
That's what I'm afraid of, because I don't want to.
You can say that to a kid now.
Yeah. You can.
They say 5 years.
I was just gonna say the paper say 5 years. So you're going there and tell the kid, hey, it's gonna happen before 5 years. You sure you don't want to come?
It's gonna happen before 5 years.
It's gonna be real interesting.
I tell you this here. That's why I'm pulling for Cincinnati. If Cincinnati make this game close, or even if they win,
man, I predicted at least 30.
If they win or they had this game close, they can expand the
At least
playoff.
30.
They're gonna expand the playoff.
If Bama lose, the only way they're gonna expand it. As long as Bama's still good, I feel like they
Cincinnati
stand the
keep
same.
it close, they're gonna expand the playoff. Because
that's all we need is Cincinnati just to keep it close. It don't have to necessarily win, even though. I mean, I would like to see them win because it's an underdog. I mean,
I'm an underdog person.
It'll probably be one of the greatest college football upset ever.
I would love to see that.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say ever?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say ever.
Well, he didn't say the best. He said one of them.
The thing, this is the thing that I see about that. The fear factor.
Yeah.
The fear factor. You have you have kids at these schools like Cincinnati, U of H.
The same reason you lose
they got
to
talent.
Same reason you lose to Mike Tyson.
I think they have talent to compete with them.
Right.
But the thing about it is, all it takes is 3 or 4 players to be on that team. Oh shit, we playing against Alabama. And be timid just because you're playing against Alabama.
Same reason you lose to Golden State Warriors. The same reason you lose to Mike Tyson. It's a fear factor.
You lose Golden State Warriors, that man is a monster.
Because you're afraid that you're going to lose anyway. Same reason people lose to Tom Brady.
I don't think nobody's scared to Golden State.
No, I ain't talking about this year's Golden State. When they was blowing people out, I think people was like, man, we on their ass, and then
they come back. You always had teams compete with Golden State, but that's what you get on fire. Steph get on fire.
You go in knowing you're gonna lose.
Clay get on fire, man.
Same reason I say Tom Brady. You go in like, man, we got Brady by 17 right now. We got this game. But the whole while in your mind, you're thinking you're gonna lose anyway. Like you said, I'm gonna take those 3-4 players. Those 3-4 players that's doubting y'all gonna win anyway.
Y'all know, man. You know Tom Brady.
You punch him back, he like, oh.
He leaves the NFL and come back to
we got
this. You over prepare yourself.
Over prepare yourself. And that's why I say that's the fear
All it
factor.
takes is minor mistakes. You can't make no mistakes against Alabama.
Exactly. I don't
You
think
can't make no mistakes against Tom Brady.
a lot of teams, when an underdog prevails, they have a person with I want to say a Jimmy Butler type attitude, like,
Yeah.
hey, I don't care who on the other side, we gonna win this
we gonna
game.
win this game.
I don't care.
That's
And
what
I
I'm
think
talking
that's
about.
the mentality you gotta
That's
have.
the
And
mentality
you
you
should
gotta
never
have.
say, I'm playing against Steph Curry, or I'm playing against Tom Brady. I don't care. Not if I'm on the other side.
And I'm finna go kill this nigga.
Right, right. And that's my whole thing about it.
understand.
It's like, I don't like that fear factor thing, man. Like, no, you go in the game, and I don't care if we D3 and we playing the best D1. You should go in there thinking you're going to win. Especially if you're Cincinnati, you should think you're going to win. But how is your coach thinking? Is your coach changing his game plan from what y'all been doing all year?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is he changing up because he's playing Bama? He like, oh man, we can't go in there
Yeah.
doing this against Bama. Even though this what been helping you the whole year.
A great coach is gonna go in there and break down Alabama all their mistakes, wherever they make mistakes at. The
They
weakest
do make
spots on the field.
mistakes.
They have weak spots,
Yes.
but you gotta find them.
Yes.
They play as a team. They have one concept: play as a team.
I guess a lot of analogies
Prime
like
example.
when and Rocky made the Russian bleed. That's when he realized, oh,
Yeah, you
we got
bleed
something
just
for
like
him.
me.
Yeah, you bleed like me. I got something for you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you
When
mean.
you see a Alabama player tackle somebody, you see 4 or 5 jerseys around.
Right.
You see other schools, there's one player.
One player.
No,
Yeah.
them boys play as a team. They had a team mentality.
Aggression, like
They- Discipline.
Yes.
Stay in your lane.
Not only that, but just
like a
consistency.
Lucy Belichick.
Because you remember it was the Alabama versus LSU type
Right.
game. Then LSU fell off till they won a championship. Then you had Alabama versus Clemson.
Yeah.
And now look at Alabama now. I mean, Alabama is still Alabama just over time. Like
With more
they have,
offense
they
With
have
more
something
offense
that's
now.
going on in Alabama that is like it's
How many
crazy
times?
to me how
How many
consistent
times
they
did
are.
Alabama gets to play out?
Never.
And that shoe fell out. Notre Dame
But-
had
but
to
that-
play out. Ohio State fell out. Clemson fell
That's
out.
why I say, that's why you got to go back. So what Will was saying was, this got to be one of the greatest upsets if it happens.
Yeah, that's what
Because
I'm saying.
Bama
Like,
haven't
yeah.
fell off.
I just don't
because
think
how
so because
consistent-
How
you have-
consistent.
it's a lot of people that think they can compete with them. I'm
Who
one of
think they
them.
can compete with Bama?
I'm one of them. I think they can
Nobody
compete with
think.
Bama.
I think it's a 40-pointer. A 30 at least.
It's gonna be like I say.
I hate to see a 30 being in this
Yeah.
playoffs.
The
You know,
only
I
way it's
mean,
gonna be a 30 or 40 point like that is the feel factor.
because I told you that they're
It's
gonna
the
be
feel
scared of Bama. They will. They know who they playing.
Yeah.
You can say it how you want
Yeah,
to.
I think-
And we is
yeah.
another team,
I
another
think
team
that's
until
what it
you
was
see
last year with them.
Bama over there.
That's what it was with Cincinnati last year. Oh man, we playing against Georgia.
Georgia can't ring bells like Bama. Kirby can't ring bells like Bama.
Georgia was ranked.
Yeah.
They always ranked.
They was a top 10 team.
How many times have Bama beat them in the SEC championship?
How many times Bama beat everybody?
Exactly. My point exactly. But how does Bama take they L in the SEC title game and happen to make it every time?
Yeah.
But
Y'all ever thought about that?
I also think
That's
they
not
show,
fair.
I think they show favoritism to Bama.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly what I'm saying.
I feel like this
Georgia
is,
and Bama been
this
undefeated
is,
in that,
this is
in that
another
game
thing
a
that
number of
that
times.
I like to take away from college. If you lose your championship game in your conference, you should not be able to make the playoffs.
Yeah, you don't get to take a game off. You don't get to
Shit
take a
ain't
game off.
make
That's
the playoffs.
Even if you won every game up to that point,
and
If
that,
you lose your shit, that's just like you win New England Patriots undefeated the whole year. You got beat by the 8 and 8 Giants.
right.
was it 8-8 or?
Shit,
Yeah, that's 8-8.
so you mean to tell me you
97,
think
wasn't it?
New England should be
I think
Super
it
Bowl
was 97.
champions too?
I think it was 97.
They lost in the Super Bowl against the Giants though.
But you should, if you lost in your championship game, you should make the playoffs.
You saying
That wasn't an overall championship game though, because
But-
now there's playoff games.
but you know there we go with the favorites.
What about
It's-
schools?
It's
schools
not
that win their
favoritism.
championship
It's all right. Georgia has been dominant all year long.
game? They should be in the
Every
championship. They should be in
team,
the playoffs.
and they come against Alabama, who
They
was
should be in the
another
playoffs.
playoff team, but they won.